Okay, so this is Trump Doom. This is going to be a casual playthrough, so I'm not going to be speedrunning it as opposed to normal, because this is Doom Month, and Doom Month does not involve speedruns, except for some things, but I don't feel like speedrunning this, so I'm just going to play it kind of casually. So let's go. This won't be UV max, but it'll be like kind of a combination. Rather, Republican max. We're in Lion Ted's Casino. After this, I'm gonna head out. Because I'm tired. Become a period piece? What do you mean by that? I don't know what period piece means. I've never heard that terminology. I really like how the armors are changed to like suits. I think that's one of the more interesting parts of Trump Doom. Okay, so because almost every time I've played this, I've tried to speedrun it.
You're fired.
Oh, I'll back that up. So let's see. You guys ready? How's audio, by the way? This section's kind of loud. Oh god. But yeah, I'd back that up, Ozarhawk. This game's pretty nostalgic for the election season of 2016, for sure. Lots of really epic memes. I wonder how long this goes. This can't be infinite, right? Maybe it is, who knows, but...
You're fired.
Fuck you. Fuck you! Fuck Yamada. Fuck Yamada. This is not Pac-Man, this is Trump Man. Please, Insane Ostrich, please. You fool. Ah, shit. Well, I did just get an extra life. Yeah, I think it's just a circular board of this board. Because I just realized I'm on, like, what, the 4th level now? So? Do the dab? I should start dabbing for money. People always request me to do this dab meme. I should just start charging for it. I'll do a dab if you subscribe on Patreon. Ah, fuck! You cunts! You greedy! Damn right! Alright. Greedy as hell. Do a dap? I'm gonna dap on you in a second here. Dabbing isn't something you should put money on. Well, I'm not a dabber. That's not my lifestyle, Insane Ostrich. Nah, I was just stretching a little bit. Like 5 minutes of stretches are what I like to do every like 6 hours or so. My gamer stretching. Yeah, I'm a gamer, so what? Oof! What are you oofing at in particular? That I'm not a dabber? Or?
Surrender or die!
We respect our supporters' right to protest. Expect more attacks, Mr. Trump.
God, I love editing things. Such a good meme. Steam price is back up to 25k. Cool. Alright, so now we're in prison here. You're a dead man! Alright, so now that I'm not actually speedrunning this, how about y'all? Let's let's look at some of this architecture. Let's examine Trump Doom. For example, you see these slopes right here? Good attention to detail. They use poly objects, which is cool. This is kind of cool. Not really, it's kind of shitty. We have an alarm there. I'm gonna examine your latrine at Mr. Freak.
Stand still!
Oh boy. Dump the chump. God. That's a good meme. Were these doors reversing, like, backwards? That's what it looked like. A lot of triangles. Imagine taking the time to, like, type out the triangle like Unicode. God bless your soul, Garrett Chan. But yeah, the window shatterings are pretty cool. 2 seconds for you? Oh. Did you like memorize the code or something? Tell us your secrets. Give us your secrets. They shall be revealed. The bloody Chinese. Bloody hell.
You're one of the ring.
You're one of the ringleaders. If you notice here, we have some sloped ceilings. Very nice. I like that. Not gonna fuck around in the bathrooms.
Hold on, hold it, Lola.
Hello, Joseph. Nice sunburn, bud. Who is the author? No fucking idea. This is like a 4chan thing, so I'm pretty sure it's Anon. Lol, Anon. Lol. Lol, guys. Anon. Ha ha ha. Good morning, Anon. Ha 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 ha. What is the difference between sun poisoning and sunburn? Is that a distinction, or is poison supposed to just like make it sound worse? I like this level a lot because it does a really good job at building an environment that looks like an actual town or city. It's a good level. Hello, Video Dane TV in the YouTube chat. How's it going? Yeah, this WOD uses a bunch of different, like, mostly Super Nintendo games as musical bases. So there's like Mega Man X stuff, Turtles. There's some Metroid stuff. I love Liberal Kool-Aid. I need to get myself some Liberal Kool-Aid. I need to drink some Kool-Aid live on stream when I do skits. That'd be really fucking funny. So you have to take antibiotics so you don't get an infection. Huh. Interesting. One sec. I know you! Ah! So, what is the science of sun poisoning? What causes you to get dizzy and vomit and stuff? Scientifically speaking?
Stand still and die like
I like the death muff one. Video Dane TV says dehydration. So when you get sun poisoning, like, what exactly causes the dehydration? Is it the sun entering your body initially? So it's not like prolonged effects? Or? Second degree burns? When you put it that way, really? Jeez. Ah, okay. So it's like, because of the burn, your body is working at like, kind of a higher pace to keep cool, and thus like you get dehydrated? Or at least like maybe not necessarily keep cool, but just because of the higher heat involved in the operations, I guess it could dehydrate you? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Is it easy to counteract? Because, like, you know, just drink water? Does that, like, actually realistically fight away a lot of the negative effects? Aside from the burns themselves, of course. I like this part. This part's awesome. So Indiana Joe, how did this happen? I was scanning your Twitter, like, or your tweet when I was going through Twitter before starting the run. So like, what happens? Like, how did this occur? What is the scoop? Unless you are allergic to the sun. I'm allergic to the sun, TBH. Fucking dude, didn't fucking like Kramer do something like that on Seinfeld? No, Kramer used like butter. That's how he got burned. Never mind. I'm thinking of some sitcom where someone did that. Does anyone get pissed off when old people especially do this? Confuse suntan lotion with sunblock? Does anyone know anybody that confuses the two or like thinks they're the same thing? That triggers the shit out of me, like unironically, like I get very mad when people do that. I said, does anybody know anybody that confuses suntan lotion with sunblock? Like, for example, my grandmother would say, oh, don't forget to put suntan lotion on, and then like hand me sunblock, and she like expects it to act like sunblock, etc, etc. Now this minigame is really cool. I have no idea how they did this, like, honestly, but it's cool as hell. I just don't go outside, so I'm cool. Are they not the same thing? Well, I mean, look at yourself, Indiana Joe. No, they're not the same thing. This is a good meme. This is a good meme. That's a really good meme. Oh, block and sunscreen. I mean, I think those are the same thing. Probably like colloquial differences. colloquial. That shit makes me mad. I'm angry. Grr.
Come get some.
Grr, grr, grr. Recreational explosives. Explosives. Well, you know the drill, Fritz. Scoop us. Fuck, really? Okay, define blew up.
You're fired.
Like,
You're fired.
how severe is your burns?
You're fired.
Or are your burns, even?
You're fired.
Video Jane, or Video Dane. I do not support, endorse, or watch GDQ as they are run by corrupt morons that have personally attacked me and put me in physically unsafe environments.
You're fired. You're
So to answer your question, none? They can all rot in hell? Those darn Antifa ruining your march? Oh boy. You know? Oh shit. I'm triggered. Triggered streamer.
You're fired.
You're fired. You're fired. Fucking bloody triggered streamer.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Dude, if Free Glitcha wanted to, right? So like if Free Glitcha normally a pansy, like he can't do jack shit. But if Free Glitcha's mad, no competition. No competition. Free Glitcha could fucking bash him over the head with a fucking bass guitar. The misses. Oh man. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan would get his ass beat. I stayed up really late last night and only got like 4 hours of sleep, so I'm starting to like tucker out here. So like I said before, this is gonna be the last of the evening. Getting Tuckered the fuck out. Getting Tucker Carlson the fuck out.
Die like
On the Hulkster. Oh my god. Come on, can't you take the heat, brother? HH? The whole racism thing. Oh my god. Alright, Osar Hawk. You can't blame me. It's Trump Doom. So, what do you guys do when you find out that someone that you like, artistically, is a complete fucking jackass? Like, politically? Like, personally, I find it it's a very interesting thing, because you don't want to support their art, because, like, they're a garbage human, but on the other hand, their art's really good. So, like, you don't want to fucking, like, deny yourself of a good experience because someone's just garbage. And in some ways, you can make it even. Like, I'm enjoying this to spite you, kind of a thing. Personally, like, I would If it's something like a purchasable product, I would lean more toward piracy. In that kind of sense. Like, for example, I don't care about pirating movies because they're big corporations, and big corporations can go fuck themselves. But personally, I would be hesitant to give money to someone like that if it was a purchasable product. Could separate the person from the work. Yeah, I can separate people from work generally. But I'm just mostly talking about like acquisition. Like, there's nothing that would keep me from liking something, but how I treat it, I guess, would be different. Now, this isn't Republican Max, this is a Let's Play. A literal Let's Play. I'm Let's Playing right now. The Last Jedi is on Netflix. I've never seen a Star Wars movie. And I never will. Unless they kill the series again. I was planning on it before they brought it back. And then I heard that they were bringing it back, and I was like, nope. Yeah, backing up Fritz, exactly. Like for example, I know Clint Eastwood is like a complete fucking degenerate piece of filth, but like I still love his movies because he's epic. That kind of shit. Revenge of Khan is a good one. I don't know anything about Star Wars. So, which one is that? Is that one of the ones that people hate? The prequels? You think culture should be free? What do you mean by that? It's the fifth one? Cool. Is that like the fifth one is in the prequel one? Or the fifth chronologically? Reminder, I don't know anything about Star Wars. I don't know if that is culture should be free. What is this, Gimbear? I can't do anything because my computer's fucked up. For whatever reason, I can't click on anything except the game. I don't know why. I think GZ Doom is fucking with me. But if your perspective is that you should be able to like take a movie and then put like Comic Sans text on it that says LMFAO at like the beginning opening like credits and then re-upload it to YouTube as fair use. Is that the point you're making, or what exactly do we have here? Because if so, I'm gonna have to disagree. Yeah, pretty much. That's a little bit too libertarian for my take. It's also a little bit too socialist for my take, I guess. I believe like the reason we have court systems would be to determine whether or not something is fair use. If you're just adding a few like little text blurbs in a movie, I wouldn't call it fair use. If you're doing, say, a commentary track over the entire movie where you're speaking like a majority of the time, so let's say you're speaking like at least 80% of the time, then yeah, I could maybe see that. Or if you're gonna cut up bits of a movie for a movie review, because you know how like on YouTube movie reviews like kind of don't exist in ways where you like get to see the movie in clips. People usually just use screenshots and stuff. That kind of shit should absolutely be fair use. I mostly like fair use laws to protect little people. Because like a corporation, like someone watching a movie in like 2 scenes on YouTube isn't going to affect, by the way, flying glitch, isn't going to affect a corporation. But it would definitely affect someone who's like let's say you're an indie game developer and you release your game for 20 bucks on Steam and you spent like 6 years working on it, right? And then someone just takes your game and then like changes the title screen and then re-releases it for like $30, but they're popular, like they've got a big YouTube channel, and then like everyone just like buys their game instead. Like that kind of shit, like that's not cool. That's not the best idea, Fritz. It's not the best idea. Keep in mind, consumers are generally very ignorant. That's like an expectation of intelligence. Was that frame perfect? Was what frame perfect? I don't know. Video game? It might have been. I'm really good at this game. There's like the free marketplace libertarianism complex is like it's not a thing. Like no, like that requires expertise in areas that like aren't. Soaksock, if you want to send me like a zip on Discord, that'd be pretty cool, unironically. What was I saying? Oh. The whole reason that these kind of regulations exist, Fritz, is because people that are specialized in certain subject matter can make it so that it's safe for everybody else. So like this. So like for example, I don't know jack fucking shit about like architectural, like structural integrity when it comes to like house building. And I want to make sure that my house is of acceptable acceptance. So the regulations that would be in place would like just back me up. Like there'd be no downside really. Hello, Sklitchron. This is Trump Doom. Software had to have a source code included with it. Oh, I'd back that up. Source code should definitely, or should. Oof. Like I said, I'm tired. I'm sorry if I'm having a little bit of trouble speaking. How many maps? I don't know, it's like 15? Something like that. Any percent records, like 20 minutes. Not really speedrunning, I'm just kind of like slowly doing a partial speedrun route. So I'd estimate this playthrough to be like maybe 45. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, source code. Source code should definitely be openly available. That is stripped of assets. Like copyrightable assets, I mean. You know what I mean? So like if I want to download the source code for Resident Evil fucking 5, I should be able to get all the coding data, like scripting, that kind of shit. But like say strip out the voice files or texture files or music files, that kind of stuff. I'd be okay with that. If you use Windows, I'll legitimately look down on you. I use Windows out of necessity. I would use Linux if everything were on Linux, but that's not the case. How do you feel about this conversation, Fritz? Pulling me into it? Going head to head? A live debate? 2 or 3 year rule? I don't know about 2 or 3 years. What was it that id Software did? Dude, backing up Ozarhawk, this is like respectable political debate. like, both people are moderate on an issue that has a gray area. This is the kind of shit I live for. I love political debate. Anyway. Alright, let me just look. I can't look at that, I'm sorry. Send it to me on Discord. My computer's fucked up, I can't click on links. What was I saying? id Software does a thing where they release their source code, I think, every 6 years. At least they used to. I think they stopped when Bethesda acquired them and John Carmack left, but id Software doing, like, they released the source code for Doom. I think, like, 5, or maybe it was 5 years, I don't know, something like that. After it came out, and then, like, every game they make, they just release the source code 5 years later. That kind of shit, yes, 100%. Now, if you want to say it's mandatory, I find it difficult to mandate something like that because it's possible to genuinely get source code corrupted. So, like, what would happen if someone's source code was corrupted, but, like, they still had a compiled build of the game that was, like, good? Like, what would you do in that situation? Yeah, they stopped after Doom 3. That's when, like, Bethesda acquired them, so... what would you do in that situation? Sent? I can look at it on my phone? God damn it, Alamau. God damn it. So what is it? It's Blue Powerade and Mountain Dew equals Baja Blast? Dude, okay, Alamau, no memes. I'm gonna go to fucking 7-Eleven, get Baja Blast, get Blue Powerade, and then get regular Mountain Dew. And I'm gonna do a live taste test. I'm gonna do that for an episode of Snack Attack. One of these days. Sometime this month. Anyway, Fritz. You should be able to build the game yourself, and if you can't, it's up to them to make sure you can. Minus the assets so users can choose. Or... I don't know, I would agree with the mandatory rule on source code, honestly. I think 3 years is pretty reasonable. If you finish a product, 3 years, and then the source code has to be released. Or say, if you upload a product, say like Steam had like a policy where if you upload a product, you also have to upload a copy of the source code. So that like, it would be like locked in like escrow or whatever for like 3 years. And then automatically like, released as part of your game. I would be fine with that. Not only would I be fine with that, as in like, I would support it just because I have no issues. I would just support it for the sake of I agree with it completely. That's the kind of shit that like, source code like isn't really, like you can't really steal much from source code. And there's so much to learn from source code, which is the educational like effects that it could have. Having all of that shit public would be really cool. Well, I don't know how you'd regulate it else how? Like, Fritz, how else would you regulate it? I don't know, you could think of another way to regulate it. I was just giving an example. I also think that would be cool for, like, movies, TV shows, that kind of stuff, like where you could say like you can get like a raw like Adobe Premiere file or whatever the fuck they use. I know they use some high-end shit obviously, but like equivalent, whatever the fuck they use. That kind of shit would be pretty neat. Yeah, I would agree with that, Fritz. I just don't think it should necessarily get in the way of profits. Because if it gets in the way of profit, then that definitely hurts a lot of people. 100%, Mr. Cool Ice. We're talking about morals here. Obviously, by the law, that's not the case. If okay, for example, Bethesda sells Doom, like Doom 1. I'm pretty sure none of the original team is still there. Same thing with like Wolfenstein 3D. Pretty sure none of the same team is still there. So I understand, that like Bethesda owns the rights, and they made that like purchase on the basis that they would be able to resell that product. So I understand that. But this goes into my anti-corporate thing. In that like, it's a corporation, so they can go fuck themselves. I also think games that are just that old shouldn't even be sold, to be honest. Fritz, if I had merch, would you buy it? How would lawmakers draw the line for any of this? I don't fucking know, that's their job. That's what we're fucking paying them to do. I'm not paying taxes for fucking nothing, Commander King. Come on now. Hey Mega Swan, I heard. Hey Mr. Cool Ice, do you think Rainbow Kitty would draw me merchandise shit? Like a t-shirt? Probably. Cool. I think that's the end of the conversation. Like, because I don't know how to get in touch with her, so that's the end of the conversation. Cool. That's how the conversation reaches its conclusion. Oh god. Okay, Mr. Cool Ice. Dude, same, Mr. Cool Ice, except for the family part. I'm just staying inside because I hate them.
Hold it, low light.
Alright, what were we talking about here? Any ideas? Yeah, I mean, I'll back you up. I was just memeing when I said that's their job. Personally, like, obviously my perspective is to just remove all politicians and start over. Like, honestly, there's like 3 politicians right now in US government that's like, that aren't terrible. Keep them. Just get rid of everyone else. And then like we can just start over. Get some competent politicians. Then that'd be pretty cool. Hello, Norwegian Bike Man and D-Lock. What's up? Mega Swan, were you like brought to like a family party, like not at your house? Is that like the context? Because if so, 100%. I fucking hated that shit. My dad would always bring me to these like family get-togethers, and it's just like I wanted to cry every single fucking time because I didn't know any of them. Like every time they talk to me, they do the generic "How's school?" Like none of them fucking like liked me. I just sat in the corner, just like being alone for like fucking 5 hours, and I fucking hated it. It's fucking stupid garbage. Like, what are you, 17? Like, you should have just fucking punched your mom in the face and said, "Fuck you, bitch, I'm not doing shit." Like, honestly. You're up here until Sunday? What the fuck? Oh my god. That's awful. No boy. That catatonic? I like playing Doom casually, even though I speedrun the levels already. It's pretty interesting. I like this whole segment. Fuck, this part's so epic. I really like the idea of making Hillary Clinton like the devil. Like, it's so good. God, fuck Hillary Clinton. It's so good. Like, this whole segment is so good. Like, the Bernie Sanders part, like, honestly triggers me, but, like, the Hillary Clinton part is, like, so good. Fuck. My lord? None of my family members are, like, crazy people, to my knowledge. What about your knowledge, at Jackanoff the Sailor? Also, at Jackanoff the Sailor, back me up on those family parties that fucking our father took us to, being like the worst cringe garbage. Like, holy shit, that fucking... fucking trash. Fucking trash. Every single time. Go over some stupid fucking aunt's house that I've only seen like twice in my entire fucking life. And then like, fucking, the worst part about those family get-togethers is there'd be other kids and like all the adults just try to like force us to like talk, and like we don't fucking know each other. We see each other like once a year. Like we don't fucking know who, like, I don't know who these fucking stupid kids are. And of course they were like dumbass normies talking about Call of Duty and fucking stupid garbage like that. Just made me want to fucking die. Like, I don't know who this fucking kid is. Also backing up Jack. Oh my god. The worst. Also, sorry if your conversation just got eclipsed, Fritz, but get owned. I mean, Mega Swan, if it's all, I don't know, 3 hours, that would be 3 back. You might be owned. I don't even care. I mean, we could talk about it later if you want. Either way, get on. Like a fucking freak show? Jesus Christ, Katatana? That's fucking awful. That's why I don't want to fucking do any of that shit with my fucking parents. I just want to, like, never talk to either of them again for the rest of my life. It's just way fucking easier that way. That's always pretty cringe. I'm familiar with that too. Gonna have to also get Jackanoff the Sailor's back up on this one. Also, like, even, like, especially after, like, they found out I dropped out of high school. Whew, that was epic. That was fucking fun. Fucking big family get-togethers are just so fucking awful, dude. They're so bad. Like, honestly, like, who the fuck thinks these things are okay? Like, I remember watching, like, Leave It to Beaver, and, like, that shit ran in the 50s, and that, like, dealt with, like, people being uncomfortable around extended family. So, like, people have felt uncomfortable around extended family like that for fucking, literally fucking, like, generations. Why is this still a thing? You know what I mean? Like, why are people still doing this? Like, I can understand tossing it out there as an idea, but like forcing your children to fucking, oh, I gotta socialize with the family. Oh my god. People have said that before, you know, because they don't know what Doom is. Triggers the fuck out of me, makes me go into a gamer rage. People set me free. Oh my god. What does that mean? Goddamn, head of on. Fucking no. It's like you're not good enough. Get out of here. Alright, brother slash sister, try again. Like, what does that mean? God damn it, Fritz. Dropped my entire family? I mean, I guess that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Get them the fuck out of there. Well, Fritz is in my stream and went to a high school where there's like thousands of normies that probably play Call of Duty on Xbox. So, I'm assuming he was probably, there you go, on the side of righteousness and justice. Fritz probably was like at the lunch fucking table in the cafeteria, hearing someone talk about graphics on Xbox. It was over Hotline Miami. Oh shit. Yo, I seen those graphics on Xbox. Good as hell. Graphics matter way less than aesthetic does. Aesthetic is the most important part of a video game. That's why shit like Doom looks so good. And like is so good, and then you have shit like The Hoobs, for example, which just like The Hoobs is such a good example of a bad game, but like where it's just like everything is broken down in a mess, and the graphics are bad, but the aesthetic is also bad, and it just looks like shit. Aesthetic is the most important. You can do aesthetic with like any kind of graphical style too. Like NES games can have aesthetic, like Mega Man has an aesthetic. Like compare Mega Man to stupid shit like fucking like random ass fucking NES games that you see on like Angry Video Game Nerd or whatever, you know what I mean? Mega Man is like one of the best looking games on the Super, or not the Super, but the regular Nintendo. Just because they do like a colorful palette with very basic but interesting monster designs and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, graphics don't matter. Aesthetic, though. God, I fucking love this part.
Sigh.
Death to Hillary Clinton. Sigh. Gamer rage. Grr. Grr, you killed me. Grr. Alright, there you go. an Archvile and a Pain Elemental. So much more epic with the fly glitch. Oh fuck, oh fuck. Fuck! I got it.
Donald Trump can't even handle the rough and tumble of a presidential campaign.
Shattered crystals popping back in with the Fred's topic, so it's been regenerated. I agree. I think Bungie making Marathon like public domain is epic as fuck. I think Doom should be public domain. I think like any super influential video game from that era, at least with PC gaming, should be public domain. I just think that kind of shit's important. Especially, like, as long as, like, the original creators aren't working on that studio anymore. Like, for example, if any of them were still at id/Bethesda/ZeniMax, then yeah, sure. But, like, at this point, like, none of them are making money from the game. Like, none of them work with anything. Like, it's just like, why is the product they created that's so influential not open source? Well, I mean, it's open source, but it's not like why can't you just go online and download it without worrying about the government? It's pretty stupid.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
I love how the eyes burst.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
There it goes. That's Trump Doom for ya. Casual playthrough memer percentage. Libtard owned. Backing. Destroyed. Bloody liberals.
You're fired.
This is the credit section of Mega Man X. After you kill Final Sigma, and X is standing on the cliff. This is Mega Man X. Adolzar Hawk. Good game. Funny. Funny and epic. There you go. There we are. I forgot to stop the timer. Not that it really matters. Coming up next, Dark Souls 2. Not for another few $100s. Hey, Fox. You fool. Oh, no. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Good question, Fritz. Maybe in August? Hey now. Fuck. Fuck. Ugh. Ugh.